The deep and storied history of West Virginia. The Mountain State's epic journey. West Virginia's rugged terrain holds centuries of untold stories of ancient peoples, rebellion, resilience, and reinvention. It's a state born of fierce independence, shaped by fire and coal, and defined by the unyielding character of its people. Before statehood, Native American civilizations and ancient cultures. Long before the arrival of European settlers, the land now known as West Virginia was home to ancient civilizations. The Adena culture, which flourished from around 1000 BCE to 200 CE, built large earthen mounds, many of which still stand today, including the Grave Creek Mound in Moundsville, one of the largest conical burial mounds in North America. Later, the Hopewell culture occupied the region, followed by nomadic tribes like the Shawnee, Cherokee, and Iroquois Confederacy, who used the Appalachian region as both a hunting ground and battleground. These native groups left a profound mark on the land. Their trails would later become colonial roads, and their names live on in towns, rivers, and counties. European exploration and colonial conflicts. The 1600s brought the first European explorers, mostly English, French, and German settlers pushing westward from the tidewater regions of Virginia. The English crown claimed the area as part of Virginia colony, but territorial disputes with the French and hostile interactions with native tribes made early settlement difficult. The French and Indian War, 1754 to 1763, saw brutal fighting across the region. West Virginia's mountainous terrain was contested territory, and home to frontier legends like Captain Samuel McCulloch, known for leaping on horseback off a cliff to escape pursuing native warriors, a tale still told in Wheeling. Following the war, land speculation exploded, and settlers poured into the valleys and hills, building farms and cabins. The isolation of these communities fostered a self-reliant spirit that would define the Appalachian identity for generations. A land divided, the Civil War and the birth of a new state. By the mid-1800s, the growing tension between the eastern plantation elites of Virginia and the rugged, often poorer western counties reached a breaking point. These regions were economically and culturally distinct. While eastern Virginia depended heavily on slave labor and agriculture, western Virginians farmed small plots, worked in early industries, and had little use for slavery. When Virginia seceded from the Union in 1861 to join the Confederacy, western Virginians revolted. Led by figures like Francis H. Pierpont and the Wheeling Conventions, these Unionist counties created the restored government of Virginia, loyal to Abraham Lincoln. After a legal and political process unprecedented in U.S. history, the western counties were admitted into the Union as the new state of West Virginia on June 20, 1863. This act made West Virginia the only state to secede from a Confederate state and join the Union, a birth rooted in civil conflict and moral standpoints. Post-war industrial boom, timber, railroads, and coal. Following the Civil War, West Virginia entered an era of industrial growth. The mountains, once a barrier, became a blessing, rich with timber, limestone, natural gas, and especially coal. The arrival of the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway, Norfolk and Western, and Baltimore and Ohio Railroad in the late 1800s opened up the state's interior. Logging camps and mining towns sprang up overnight, many controlled by out-of-state corporations. Coal, especially bituminous coal, became the economic engine of the state. It powered steel mills in Pittsburgh, fueled trains across the nation, and heated homes from Chicago to New York. But while coal built fortunes for industrialists, it brought exploitation and danger to miners. Company towns and the rise of labor rebellion. By the early 20th century, miners were trapped in a brutal system. Most lived in company towns, paid in company scrip, a form of money only redeemable at company stores, and were often forced to live in company housing. Any attempt to unionize was met with threats, blacklisting, or violence. This led to legendary uprisings, most notably, the Paint Creek Cabin Creek Strike, 1912-1913. Armed skirmishes broke out between miners and hired thugs known as the Baldwin-Felts Detective Agency. Mattawan Massacre, 1920. In the coal town of Mattawan, Police Chief Sid Hatfield, a Union ally, led a shootout against Baldwin Felts agents trying to evict miners. Hatfield became a working-class hero. The Battle of Blair Mountain, 1921. The largest labor uprising in American history. Over 10,000 armed coal miners marched on Logan County to demand union rights. They were met by private militias and federal troops. Though the rebellion failed, it led to major reforms in labor law. Cultural identity and Appalachian heritage. Despite, or perhaps because of, its struggles, West Virginia developed a rich, enduring culture. Folk music, bluegrass, storytelling, quilting, and traditional crafts flourished. Families passed down tales of mountain spirits, herbal medicine, and ballads from the Old World. Writers like Pearl S. Buck, a Nobel laureate born in Hillsborough, Mary Lee Settle, and Homer Hickam, of Rocket Boys, captured the complexities of Appalachian life. 20th century to today. Boom, bust, and resilience. In the mid-20th century, coal still dominated, but mechanization reduced jobs. West Virginia towns faced economic decline. The 1970s and 80s saw population loss, mine closures, and environmental concerns. At the same time, mountaintop removal mining reshaped the landscape, fueling new debates about preservation versus progress. More recently, West Virginia has grappled with the opioid crisis, earning headlines as ground zero for America's addiction epidemic. But the state also made strides in technology, healthcare, and tourism. In 2020, the New River Gorge was designated as a national park, helping to boost ecotourism and adventure travel. Efforts to preserve Appalachian culture, through museums, music festivals, and educational programs, remain strong. Here are some of the hidden secrets and mysteries of West Virginia, a state known not only for its deep historical roots, but also for its chilling legends, cryptic creatures, and eerie corners tucked into the Appalachian wilderness. The Mothman prophecies. Arguably West Virginia's most famous cryptid, the Mothman is said to be a large, winged humanoid creature with glowing red eyes. First spotted in Point Pleasant in 1966, it was seen by numerous witnesses over the span of a year, often appearing near the Silver Bridge, which later collapsed on December 15, 1967, killing 46 people. Many believe the Mothman was an omen of disaster. The town has since embraced the legend with a Mothman museum and annual festival. The Flatwoods Monster. In 1952, in the small town of Flatwoods, several residents reported a strange object streaking across the sky and landing in the woods. When they went to investigate, they encountered a towering figure with a red, spade-shaped head, glowing eyes, and claw-like hands, now known as the Flatwoods Monster. While skeptics chalk it up to misidentified animals and hysteria, locals have held onto the mystery ever since. The lost treasure of the Devil's Tea Table in Hardy County, a natural rock formation called the Devil's Tea Table, is tied to a legend of buried gold. According to the tale, during the Civil War, Confederate raiders buried a cache of stolen Union gold in the caves and crevices around the formation. People have searched for it for decades, but it has never been found. The Greenbrier Bunker beneath the lavish Greenbrier Resort in White Sulphur Springs lies, a once top-secret fallout shelter built in the 1950s for members of the U.S. Congress. Hidden in plain sight, the massive underground facility was designed to house lawmakers in the event of a nuclear attack. The public didn't know about its existence until it was exposed by a journalist in 1992. Today, it's open for tours and stands as a symbol of Cold War secrecy. The vanishing town of Thurmond, tucked along the New River, Thurmond was once a bustling railroad town in the early 1900s. It had hotels, banks, and saloons, but as rail transport declined and roads were never built into the town, it became increasingly isolated. By the 1950s, it was nearly abandoned. Today, it's a well-preserved ghost town under the care of the National Park Service, and many say it's haunted by the spirits of the past. The curse of Chief Cornstalk. Point Pleasant's dark lore doesn't end with the Mothman. In 1777, the Shawnee Chief Cornstalk was betrayed and murdered while visiting Fort Randolph under a flag of truce. According to legend, with his dying breath he cursed the land, saying it would know only disaster and sorrow. Ever since, the area has suffered floods, explosions, and the Mothman sightings, feeding belief in the lingering effects of the curse. The haunted Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Weston. This massive Gothic-style asylum operated from the mid-1800s until 1994. It was originally designed to house 250 patients, but at its peak held over 2,000. Overcrowding, experimental treatments, and harsh conditions made it notorious. Today, it's one of the most haunted locations in America, with visitors and ghost hunters claiming to hear voices, footsteps, and see shadowy figures roaming its halls. The Phantom of Droop Mountain. After a bloody Civil War battle in 1863, soldiers claimed to see a ghostly Confederate soldier wandering the battlefield, especially on foggy nights. Droop Mountain is now a peaceful state park, but some hikers report the sound of phantom gunfire and distant battle cries echoing through the woods. Shepherdstown's spirit-filled past. Often called one of the most haunted towns in America, Shepherdstown was a major hospital site during the Civil War. Many homes became makeshift field hospitals, and blood soaked the very streets. Locals report spirits in the inns, whispers in the hallways, and flickering lights where no electricity flows. From mysterious creatures in the sky to secret bunkers beneath luxury resorts, West Virginia is filled with secrets hiding just beneath its scenic surface. Whether you're a believer in the paranormal or a fan of local folklore, the Mountain State has stories that will both chill and captivate. West Virginia may be known for its rugged beauty and Appalachian heritage, but it's also home to luxurious stays and unforgettable dining experiences that surprise and delight travelers looking for more refined comfort. Where to stay? Luxury escapes in the mountains. The Greenbrier Resort, White Sulphur Springs. This world-renowned resort has hosted presidents, royalty, and celebrities. With elegant rooms, fine dining, a world-class spa, and its own casino, the Greenbrier is the epitome of Southern luxury. Plus, guests can tour the secret Cold War-era bunker hidden beneath the property. Stonewall Resort, Roanoke. Tucked beside the serene Stonewall Jackson Lake, this lakeside resort offers upscale lodging, a golf course, a spa, and outdoor adventure, all in a peaceful natural setting. The Adirondack-style lodge is perfect for cozy yet luxurious relaxation. Bavarian Inn, Shepherdstown. A charming European-inspired inn overlooking the Potomac River, this boutique resort offers gourmet dining, riverside views, and a peaceful retreat near historic Civil War sites. Their infinity pool and riverside cottages add a lavish touch to a quiet getaway. Ogleby Resort, Wheeling. With a stately hilltop mansion, modern lodges, and a golf course designed by Arnold Palmer, Ogleby is a perfect mix of old-world charm and modern comfort. The resort also offers a spa, lake activities, and seasonal festivals. Harmon's Luxury Log Cabins, WV. For a rustic luxury vibe, Harmon's offers fully equipped upscale log cabins with hot tubs, fireplaces, and private trout streams, all nestled in the dramatic beauty of the Monongahela National Forest near Seneca Rocks. What to eat? Elevated Appalachian dining. The main dining room at the Greenbrier, White Sulphur Springs. Classic fine dining at its best. Jackets required. Think prime beef, fresh seafood, and refined southern dishes served in a grand ballroom setting with chandeliers and live music. Lot 12 Public House, Berkeley Springs. Set in a 1913 home, this cozy yet upscale restaurant is known for farm-to-table dining that spotlights local West Virginia ingredients with gourmet twists. From pan-seared trout to duck breast with seasonal fruit sauces. Bridge Road Bistro, Charleston. A favorite among locals and visitors alike, this sleek bistro serves modern American cuisine with an emphasis on locally sourced produce and meats. Their wine list and sophisticated small plates make it a standout in the capital city. The French Goat, Louisburg. A little slice of Paris in the mountains. This chic bistro fuses French techniques with Appalachian flair, offering duck confit, truffle fries, and artfully crafted desserts in an intimate setting. Hill and Holler, Louisburg. A modern pizzeria and farm-to-table hotspot. Known for wood-fired pizzas, creative small plates, and a fantastic cocktail and wine list, it's casual, classy, and absolutely delicious. Final bite. Sweet treats and regional flavor. Don't leave West Virginia without sampling a pepperoni roll, a coal miner's classic that's become a statewide staple. For something sweet, seek out handmade fudge from small mountain towns or grab a slice of pawpaw pie, when in season. From luxe resorts nestled in forested hills to charming inns and top-tier Appalachian-inspired cuisine, West Virginia blends rustic beauty with indulgent comfort. Whether you're hiking by day and soaking in spa waters by night, or savoring local trout with mountain views, this state proves luxury doesn't have to come at the cost of authenticity. West Virginia is a state of contrast and charm, where rugged mountains cradle hidden legends, and historic towns pulse with tales both real and imagined. From the haunting mystery of the Mothman to the opulence of the Greenbrier Resort, the Mountain State invites travelers to experience a rich tapestry of history, folklore, fine dining, and luxurious retreats. Whether you come seeking outdoor adventure, a quiet escape, or a taste of Appalachian elegance, West Virginia offers a journey unlike any other. One that stays with you long after the mist settles over its hills.